91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. 2 tracks off the new release, Here to Tell the Tale. Lara Hope and the Arctones. Let's get Lara on the phone. Lara?
Hello.
Hi there. Thank you for being here today. And
it's so nice, Rita. Thank you.
Of course, my pleasure. I'd like to do a brief introduction, if I may, and start off by saying winner of the 2017 Ameripolitan Music Award for Rockabilly Female, Lara Hope was also named Best Up-and-Coming Band by Hudson Valley Magazine a few years ago. Lara Hope and the Arctones are New York's premier rockabilly, roots, rock and roll, and rhythm and blues band. They've toured nationally with Brian Setzer Orchestra and enjoyed regional tours with the Blasters and Reverend Horton Heat. They've opened for Joan Jett, America, Gary U.S. Bonds, and performed at a variety of festivals. Their new album just released last week. It's titled Here to Tell the Tale. They'll be performing and touring this summer and also will be in our area. And with that, a warm welcome back to LocalMotion, Ms. Lara Hope.
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here. Wish we could be in person. Sorry, Rita.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Things are coming back, and we all will be soon. And you are one of the busiest women I know in the business, that's for sure. So it's all good. I'm just happy to have you on the phone, and thank you for your time. So let's back up a little bit before we start digging into this wonderful new album that you've just released and all these tour dates you have coming back. So you've come a long way since the musical Oliver, when you first been on stage in Long Island. Tell me your start and what made you start loving performing and music, and how did you get the bug for that?
I'm always impressed, Rita, that you do your homework, and I hear it on other interviews that you do with people. You know what you're talking about. So Oliver, yeah, wow. That was where it started. Yeah, when I was a kid, about 9 years old, my mom and I started doing community musical theater together, and really Broadway and show tunes and musical theater is like kind of my first love and my first introduction into performing in front of people. So, I loved singing in front of an audience from a young age because of that. And it was around that time my mom also, started teaching me how to play guitar. And
your mom taught you. That's really cool.
Yeah, she doesn't play too much these days. I'm trying to get her back into it. But so that was where that started. And like in high school and college, really in college, I started playing a lot of open mics. That was what got me playing an instrument and singing in front of people. And by the time I hit college, I kind of knew I wanted to start a band. Mm-hmm. So once I moved to New Paltz to study at SUNY New Paltz, I started my first band with my best friend from high school and some other girls that we lived with at the time. And, from the first band practice of playing an original song with a band backing me up, it was kind of, that was it for me.
It was like, this is it. This is what I want to do.
For sure.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing? I tell you, I've met some amazing artists at open mics. I can't say enough about them.
I agree.
I first met Ian Flanagan, who's now on a national stage at an open mic invitational at the Town Crier about 6 years ago. And it just gives musicians that opportunity to get out of their own living room and just start somewhere, So
I agree. And I always try to represent open mics in a positive light, because I feel like some people think, it's just venues exploiting people to play for free. I've heard that before, but I really, as a person that's both hosted so many open mics and played so many open mics, I couldn't, disagree more. Like I really, everything you just said, I really think it's a wonderful place for people to kind of find their comfort zone, build their chops, meet new people. Definitely, I don't think I would be doing what I was doing if it wasn't for open mics.
Yeah, because where do you start getting the courage, right? I mean, you have to start somewhere. So, yeah. And also punk rocker you were, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I love that. I love that. Tell me more about those days.
Yeah, when I played in a band for about 10 years called Tiger Piss. I played bass. We were a power trio. We played up until a couple years ago. Well, at least we did our reunion show a couple of years ago. It was two guys that are still two of my best friends. We were a New Paltz-based band, and we did kind of like hard rock, punk rock kind of stuff. and we did a lot of touring, and we have 4 albums of original music available, wherever people listen to music, Tiger Piss.
Wow, yeah, cool stuff. Really cool. And also, you've come out with a couple of CDs now with Lara Hope and the Arctones. Tell us about coming up with that name, the Arctones.
Sure. So, yeah, about 10 or 12 years ago, kind of the way I got into playing rockabilly music after playing in a punk rock band for so long was it really just started with a phone call from a stranger that said, I am starting a kind of traditional rockabilly band. I just saw you out performing with Tiger Piss. We're looking for a singer. I like what I saw you did. Would you have any interest in coming and kind of sitting in and seeing how it feels? So I went to, I guess an audition of sorts, or just a jam with some strangers that were playing rockabilly music, and I already was kind of, intrigued by that genre. And it just felt really good. That band was called Lara. It turned into being called Lara Hope and the Champtones. Champtone was the name of the guitar player's guitar company. He's a luthier that built custom Telecasters. He was Socrates based. Now he's up, I think in Saratoga. So that Lara Hope and the Champtones was, fusing the name of his business and myself. And then when the Champtones kind of disbanded, because everybody moved out of the area, I had just started spending time with Matt, who's now my husband and my bass player. And at the time, he was and still occasionally is playing in a psychobilly band called the Arkhams. For those people who are thinking, what the hell is psychobilly? It's kind of like rockabilly meets punk rock.
I love it.
And his band is called the Arkhams. And at the time when my band kind of disbanded suddenly, I still had all these shows on the books. And I looked at Matt and said, hey, is there any chance that I could get the Arkhams to back me up for the summer until I can find more permanent players? So we just kind of took the name the Arkhams and the Champtones and fused them together to make the Arctones, and then the name stuck.
It stuck, yeah. It sounds great. I love that. I love it. It's so unique, but it's memorable. It's not so far-fetched that you can't remember it. It's so easy enough to do that. And you guys since have recorded and toured all over the planet. Well, all over the planet. I know you went to Europe too, and all over the country as well. And how exciting for you guys to have worked with Brian Setzer not long ago. What was that? 2-3 years ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God, how much fun! And when I was reading about getting updated with your shows, you guys played the legendary The Ryman.
My favorite show ever.
Tell me about that. What a like church that is. Yeah,
really. That was, that whole tour was wonderful, but I have to say that's probably the highlight of my career. The best part was that they gave me my own dressing room, and it was the Women of Country dressing room, and it had all these photos of everyone from Dolly Parton, Patsy Cline, everyone you can think of. And I had my dog Dolly there with me, named after Dolly Parton.
Oh my God!
I have a great picture of her laying on the couch right underneath a big autographed photo of Dolly Parton.
Oh God! What a dream come true, huh?
It was such a dream, and the show was great, and we got a standing ovation, and Matt got on the ground and kissed the stage during the set, and it was just really, we had some friends fly from New York. Some people surprised us. We had a really nice crew of people there, and I remember we were able to bring all our friends backstage into the dressing room after. We were drinking whiskey and celebrating. It was really a really special night.
Yeah, that's a real highlight, something you definitely don't forget. Oh, that's so cool. Wow, that's a lot of fun. And then you guys were touring in 2020, and then, of course, the pandemic stopped the world. You had a lot of things going on at that time. Tell us how you've been doing this over the past 16 months.
I apologize for my dogs barking.
No, that's okay. It's a family show here. We love dogs. It's all good.
Hey, Rita, stop it. So yeah, we were going to we were just about to leave for a tour on March 11th of 2020, which happened to be the same day that Matt and I closed on our first home. We signed the papers as the world was shutting down around us, and our plan was to go home to our new home, eat some pizza or just do something to kind of celebrate being there, and then pack and leave right away. So in those few hours between, getting the keys and leaving, the whole tour got canceled.
Wow.
Which, I mean, in retrospect, really, this house kind of, was a saving grace for us, because instead of just sitting and being depressed about our entire life and career crumbling, we were like, oh, we've got this home, and this is so exciting, and we're going to have all this time to put our effort and our love and our energy into it.
Yep.
So we had the house, and we saw people were starting to live stream, and we were like, all right, you know what, let's jump on this live stream bandwagon. Little did we know that now, 16 months later, we have live streamed every single Monday night.
That's amazing.
Since March of 2020.
Wow.
I think we missed 2 or 3 because of extenuating circumstances, but pretty much, yeah. Still to this day, we did one this past Monday, so we do them every Monday from 7 to 8
on Facebook, right?
On Lara Hope and the Arctones Facebook and YouTube page.
Okay. And this is every Monday from 7 to 8?
Every Monday.
Yes,
yep.
7 to 8 Eastern time.
Eastern time, yeah. And so in the beginning, when it was, just Matt and I here, when we weren't seeing anybody, we did a few months of the live streams as a duo. And then when things started to get a little bit easier, we brought Eddie, our guitar player, in, and we've done a lot as a trio. We mostly do them as a trio. And every once in a while now, we bring Jeremy, our drummer, in too, as like a special live stream treat. And we've developed this wonderful community. It is so cool what's happened. There are these core, of course, we always are welcoming anyone that wants to tune in, and the more the merrier, but we've got this core group of people that have really been diehard every Monday that are there. And we started, and I have the chat going throughout the evening. So in between songs, I'm reading people's comments, and we're talking in real time, and the people are talking to each other and making their own relationships. And, we started calling these people the Monday Nights, like KNIGHTS.
Yeah, I love it.
And we made our own Facebook page. It's public; anyone can join. Called the Monday Nights for fans and friends of the Arctones, and it's for all the people that tune in on Mondays. We made this whole line of merchandise that had Joan of Arc with the red glasses. We called it the Tone of Arc shirt in her armor. And even to the point of one of the women that's a standard Monday nighter. She just flew in from Michigan, and we've only met maybe once or twice when we were on the road, and she just stayed with us and came to our album release party.
Oh my God. How lovely.
All because of the live stream.
Yeah, it's amazing what social media can do. It really is. It's wow. Yeah, that's really amazing. Good for you. Speaking of your show, that was your album release show was at Colony, right? This past weekend.
Yep.
Oh my God. I mean, I wasn't able to be there, but I saw some of the videos on Facebook. Was there more fun had by anybody than that show? That everybody was up dancing, and it looked like a blast.
It was so wonderful. It really was. I'm still riding the high of being there. And I think they said it was the most people they've had at Colony yet this season, and it was just felt so good. I know everybody was so happy to just be out, and we had great opening bands, Pitchfork Militia and Tonus Maximus, and The Restless Age played right before that. It was just such a great day of music.
Oh, man. It really is. The shows that I've been to, just like you as a performer it just feels different now. It feels more, I don't know, it's a really powerful thing now and not take it for granted. Like, oh, I'm going to see a show, because there were so many months we weren't able to do anything. And now musicians are happy. And there are so many shows I've seen that, they're back on stage for the first time. And I know you've had your live stream, which is a lot of fun, but there's nothing like live music, right? So,
of course, nothing like a live show. Agreed.
Yeah. So you had a great show, and then you also played at Mohawk Mountain House. What a beautiful place that is, right?
Oh yeah, I love it. We got to play. I have to give it up to Mohawk Mountain House. They found a way. They were the only live gig we played all winter. They found a way to keep live music going and to employ local musicians. I think every night they had a band, and they were doing it inside, but in this big room, and the audience was socially distanced, and they had to be masked. There was no eating or drinking or dancing, which generally sounds like no fun, but in terms of COVID, it allowed it to, us to be able to have a safe show. So we actually played there once a month throughout the winter, and it felt really safe. We'd take a break in the middle of the set, and they would clean the whole room and spray this, kind of whatever it was to kill the germs.
Right.
But this was our first time on the dock this past weekend, and it was so beautiful.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, photos. That place is just remarkable in the photos there, and good for Mohonk for keeping the local musicians going. So that's cool. Now you have a full tour. You know, as you always do, and I'm sure you're going to be adding to more dates in the fall. But you're going to be up in Saranac Lake on the 1st, and then you'll be in Kingston on the 2nd. And you're just all over the place. You are a hard-working lady, that's for sure. Now, Keegan Ailes, let's briefly. Tommy Keegan, of course, left us way too soon, and I know you guys played at Keegan's and you rented from him. And just a few words about, the legendary Tommy Keegan. He did so much for music.
Oh my God, yeah, it was really shocking. I mean, Tommy, basically gave me a home in Kingston when I lived in Rosendale and I was considering relocating to Kingston. He kind of had heard that through the grapevine, and I remember playing. It was an afternoon show at Keegan's, and he came over to me and said, "I've got this place for rent. I heard you want to move to Kingston. Come over and look with me." And it was on the property of the brewery, and I looked, and I was hooked, and we lived there for almost a decade. And, Keegan Ailes was just like my home base. I joked that I felt like we were the house band, and Tommy became, a friend and a good landlord. And I'm just really happy to see that they're continuing.
Yeah.
I was worried, after he passed away, but after talking to Lisa, it seems like they're going strong. They're booking music. They just made a new craft soda line. From what I've heard, it seems like they're going to continue on with his dream and his legacy, and hopefully keep supporting the arts and the craft beer market and doing what we all love.
Right. Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. And that was a horrible thing that happened not long ago with Tommy. So yeah. And tours. You do so many fun, unique gigs. Here you have a solar boat cruise coming up. I mean, hello. Oh. Talk about how you find these amazing places to perform.
This year I do feel like we're playing some interesting. There are even some places I don't have on the list. Like I know we're playing at the Aerodrome for the Woodstock Film Fest and some stuff like that. But the Solar Boat Cruise, I actually was tipped off to that from Mike and Rusi.
Oh, okay.
They did it, and she told me that they did it and it was cool, and she gave me their contact info.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And you'll be at the Falcon as well on the 9th of July. Is that a full band show?
Funny you should ask, because we had booked it as a trio. We had been doing so much stuff as a trio this year, mostly because it's easier to live stream without the drums and et cetera.
Right.
But I just emailed the Falcon right before our phone call and said we were considering bringing the full band and asking them what they thought about it. So
nice.
We might be a 4-piece, depending on how things shake out. But at the very least, we'll be a trio, and we might have our drummer.
Oh, wonderful. So, yeah. And, of course, all these dates are on the website, larahope.net. And you also have, I will say, wonderful merchandise, very creative merchandise. And talk to me about some of the items you guys are offering as far as merchandise.
Sure. Well, we've got CDs like everybody. And for those people who don't like CDs, you can also always get the digital downloads on our website. We've got a lot of T-shirt designs. And we have 2 brand new ones for the album, and another one coming that's a Bark Tones design, which is kind of our dogs as us.
Oh my gosh.
We did a Bark Tones design a couple years ago, and we kind of teamed up with the SPCA, and part of the percentage of all the proceeds from those sales went to the Ulster County SPCA, and everyone in our band is a little bit dog crazy. We all have shelter pets.
Oh, nice. Oh, good for you. Good for you.
And we'll have vinyl. Yeah, we have vinyl of the last album, and we do have vinyl coming in for the new release. It's just coming from Germany, so unfortunately it's just backed up. So yeah. I think we might not actually have it for another month or 2. I was hoping to have it in time for the release, but COVID, yeah, everything's like a little backlogged. As long as you got the release out, which is really cool. I also want to briefly talk about your very beautiful guitars by Gretsch. How did that relationship start? Well, I started playing Gretsch years before I was endorsed by them. mostly because that my old guitar player, the luthier who I mentioned, he kind of said to me years ago, I think you should upgrade from the guitar you got in when you graduated college, get yourself an adult guitar, then check out the Gretsch Rancher. And I went and tried it, and it felt good. It looked good. It was the right price. I liked the twang. And then, over the years, I just gigged so much, and I would always tag Gretsch and take a lot of photos, and then eventually we were able to have a partnership and get endorsed by Gretsch, and I'm actually going to email them and talk to them about getting myself a hollow body electric acoustic. I think I'm ready to step up from my just acoustic playing.
All right. There you go. Yeah, your guitars are absolutely beautiful for sure. This new CD, Here to Tell the Tale, thank you by the way, for sending it to me, because I'm still so super old school. I actually don't do downloads. Of course, recorded locally, mixed and mastered by Scott Petito at NRS Studios. And tell me who's on this CD with you guys. There's a whole bunch of people I know, but some of the people.
Yeah. So we've got our core band, which is the same folks we've been playing with for a few years, which is myself, my husband, Matt Goldpaw, Eddie Ryan on guitar, Jeremy Boniello on drums. And then we had some special guests. Eddie's sister, her name is Rosie Ryan Porco. She actually owns the New York School of Music down in Walden.
Oh, nice.
And she's awesome. She played fiddle and a little bit of cello. And then we had our friend Hayden, who lives in Beacon, played saxophone, and he's played on all of our albums. And then we got our friend Matt Jordan, who we met when we were touring with the Reverend Horton Heat, and he's now the piano player for Lee Rocker from the Stray Cats. So
nice.
He did his parts virtually because he lives in Virginia, but he did the piano playing. And then I got some great local ladies to do some backup vocals with me. I had MK of, most people know her from DST. Sarah Parada did some backups, and Liz Harrington, and my friend Erica Pipko from Socrates too. So great to just have a bunch of awesome, talented lady friends of mine to sing with me.
Yeah, absolutely. And beautiful photos, of course, by Franco Voigt. What a photographer he is. And
yes.
Yeah. And this was just released, and everything is available, larahope.net. And this is a really, really lovely album. And recording locally is always nice. How do you like going into a studio? Some people do. Some people like live better. Do you love recording in a studio?
I mean, I am more of a live performer than a studio performer. Mm-hmm. But that's not to say I don't enjoy going in a studio. It is definitely a different and really intense process. And it's been fun because we've kind of recorded at a different place every album, and it's not because we didn't like working with anyone in particularly. It's that there's so many great studios around here, and I kind of want to have different experiences and give different engineers a chance and see how it feels. So like this one was with Scott, and it was wonderful. And before that, we recorded down in New Windsor, and before that was at Dreamland in Woodstock. So it's fun to just try out all the amazing plethora of great studios and engineers that the Hudson Valley has.
Yeah, and we sure do. It's really amazing, the talent and the recording studios and the venues that we have here as well. I keep encouraging people, support the local venues. Really, they've been struggling here for the past 15 months. And Lara, you've got some great shows coming up. I know Saranac Lake is quite a cruise, but Kingston Keegan Ales, you'll be there this weekend, and then you'll also be doing the Solar Boat Cruise, which sounds like so much fun. That's also out of Kingston, and then the Falcon in Marlborough on the 9th. And for all the upcoming dates throughout the summer, you can visit larahope.net. I'm going to play a few of these tracks. You got 11 tracks on here. We already heard the first 2 tracks. I'm going to play the title track. Tell me about writing and your process with writing and some of these songs that we're about to play.
Sure. Well, the album was written over the course of quite a long time. I'd say about 3 years. Mm-hmm. The inspiration came from all different places. Some of it was written on tour. I know there's one track I wrote when we were on tour in Belgium. Some of them were a result of a traumatic leg injury that I had when we were out in California, and I broke my whole leg and ankle and had to cancel it. And, it kind of just put a lot of things in perspective. And Yeah, so I mean, like, the inspiration really came from all over the place, and you know, I know our band is kind of hard to pin down into a specific genre, which I'm fine with, because you know, I can't. Some people do a really nice job of creating an album where it really sounds like it goes together. I know ours is a little bit all over the place, but it's like you can't force anything.
Right.
And, you know, there were some times where it just seemed like this is definitely going to be a honky-tonker, and some where, you know, it was going to be more of a jazz tune. And, you know, it's all roots music.
Listen, it's all music, put it that way, right? Music is music. I don't think that it always needs to be pinpointed into a genre. If I had to put your music into a genre, I would just say 3 letters: fun. It's fun music, and it's entertaining, and people have a good time with listening to you. And I mean, look, by the looks of it, the other night at Colony at your album release party, I mean, people were on their feet nonstop and just having a great old time. So, thank you for giving the audiences so much light and so much entertainment, and we need it now more than ever. So, and thank you for all the Monday night live streams too. I mean, especially during the beginning of the pandemic where nobody knew anything about anything, you know, and it was so important to be able to just go on to your computer and connect in some way, and you certainly brought that to the masses. So congratulations on surviving this past year, but not just for surviving, but also really thriving through it. So I wish you the best of luck continuing in your new home and in enjoying it, and travel safe, Lara. And we're going to play the heck out of this album. We've already played it since you sent it to me, but I'll play a few tracks now for the rest of the hour. So I thank you for your time here today.
Thank you so much, and I hope I see you in person sometime soon.
I hope that too, Lara. Thank you again, and I will see you soon.
All right, have a great night, Rita.
Yeah, you too, Lara. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. That was Lara Hope and the Arctones. Website, larahope.net. Let's play the title track off the new release right here, right now on 91.3.
They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I'm here to tell you that's the truth. When you go to sleep at night, if what you're feeling just ain't right, at least you're gonna know just what to do. They tell you that the grass is always greener, but I'm here to tell you that it's not. If you don't find out yourself, you should just hang it on the shelf. Convince yourself the world was gone to pot. Better here to tell the tale. I'm here to tell the tale. Oh, I'm here to tell the tale. Here to tell the tale. Yes, I'm here. I'm here to tell the tale. Oh, yes, I'm here. I'm here to tell the tale. Here to tell the tale. Yes, I'm here. I'm here to tell the tale. Go, go, go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here to tell the tale.
This is Phil Sagana, owner and operator of the Town Crier Cafe in Beacon, New York, since 1972. And you're listening to Rita Ryan, LocalMotion, 91.3 WVKR, independent radio, Poughkeepsie, New York.
Oh, let me give you some advice, so you won't have to think twice. I'm gonna give you some advice, morning, noon, and night. Oh, let me give you some advice, if you wanna have a good life. Oh, you better listen up, write it down, hear my words, 'cause I've been around. Wear your jacket when you go outside. The women in my family, they've got a lot of things to say about weather, religion, politics, and the price we have to pay for our freedoms and our liberties and our forward-thinking views. You know you've done the right thing when you've done just what they told you to. Oh, let me give you some advice, so you won't have to think twice. I'm gonna give you some advice, morning, noon, and night. Oh, let me give you some advice, if you wanna have a good life. Oh, you better listen up, write it down, hear my words, 'cause I've been around. You shouldn't drink so much alcohol.
Take your vitamins. Have some children. Clean your bedroom. Pay your bills on time.
Make sure you don't drive too fast. Make sure you got plenty of gas. Make sure that you don't walk alone at night. Make sure that you know wrong from right. Make sure you eat your vegetables and carry a spare key. Make sure you go to college so you get your MRS degree. Oh, let me give you some advice, so you won't have to think twice. I'm gonna give you some advice, morning, noon, and night. Oh, let me give you some advice, if you wanna have a good life. Oh, let me give you some advice. Oh, let me give you some advice. Let me give you some advice. Let me give you some advice. I'm gonna give you some advice.
Whether you want it or not.
Whether you want it or not, some advice, new track from Lara Hope and the Arctones release, Here to Tell the Tale. This was just released last week. Thank you again to Lara for being my guest this hour. We also heard the title track from the new release, and again, that's called Here to Tell the Tale. So much fun talking with Lara. Lots of great performances coming up, including at the Falcon and at Keegan Ailes and a whole bunch of other places throughout the summer. It's 5:40. I'm your host, Rita Ryan, here with you just about 19 more minutes. So I think it's a good time to do musical happenings. I do this towards the end of the show, and over the past year, it's obviously been like one sheet of paper because most of it obviously was just live streams. Now there's a whole bunch of venues that are opened, many still doing outdoor music, and I've got 3 pages of music to share with you. I do this in alphabetical order in the hopes that you go out and support these local venues and buy music from the artists when you can. Most important, it really truly is. Let's start off with the Bardavon and UPAC and bardavon.org. They are reopening in August with live shows. Tickets on sale now. August 22nd at UPAC, Trombone Shorty. September 25th, Dispatch Acoustic. October 16th, David Sedaris. November 13th, Patti Smith. At Barnstock in Woodstock and also at barnstockny.com. This Saturday, July 3rd, Perry Beekman. July 10th with Joel Forrester Quartet. That's at Barnstock. Also in Woodstock at Bearsville Theater and bearsvilletheater.com. Every Saturday through Labor Day from 12 to 6 is an Americana barbecue series. Every Sunday at Bearsville, Jazz Brunch from 11 to 3. July 3rd, Parker Brothers Extravaganza. July 10th, Let It Be, the full album with area musician all-stars. July 17th, Mighty Mystic Reggae. At Bethel Woods Center for the Arts in Bethel, New York. Also at bethelwoodcenter.org. July 20, Chicago. August 6th, Zach Brown Band. Caramore in Katona, New York, also at caramore.org. July 17th, Joan Osborne. July 24th, American Roots Festival. July 31, Jazz Festival presented in collaboration with Jazz at Lincoln Center. City Winery, Hudson Valley, Montgomery. Also at citywinery.com/Hudson Valley. July 3rd, Strawberry Fields. July 4th, Amy Helm. July 10th, the Early Elton Trio. And July 25th, Jorma Kaukonen. At Colony in Woodstock, also colonywoodstock.com. A outdoor beer garden is open on Mondays and Thursday through Sunday with live music. Check Facebook for all the events each and every night. Tonight, Cindy Cashdollar. Daryl's House Club in Pauling, also darylshouseclub.com. Tonight, Gabe Stillman. Thursday, the Menza Madison Band. Friday, Facelift. Facelift, a tribute to Alice in Chains. Saturday, Atlantic Crossing, tribute to Rod Stewart. Grand Crew in Rhinebeck on Route 308 and also at grandcrewrhinebeck.com. Outdoor music Friday through Sunday. At the Falcon in Marlborough and live at thefalcon.com. Tomorrow, a special tribute to Paul Motion featuring Bill Frisell, Joe Lovano, and others. Friday, Johnny Nicholas Trio with Cindy Cashdollar and Katie Shore. Saturday, Jim Campolongo. And Sunday, Buffalo Stack at the Falcon. At the Fisher Center at Bard College and fishercenter.bard.edu. Summerscape and Bard Music Fest from July 8th through August 15th, starting July 8th through 10th with dance. Info at fishercenter.bard.edu. Jazz Forum in Tarrytown. Info at jazzforumarts.org. Friday and Saturday, Karen Allison Trio, 2 shows each night at 7 and 9:30 p.m. Levon Helm Studios in Woodstock, also levonhelm.com. This Friday, July 2nd, the Midnight Ramble Band with special guest Andy Falco. July 30-31 with Watch House. August 18th, Nico Case just announced a 3rd show from the Felice Brothers will be happening in September. Lydia's Cafe in Stone Ridge and also at lydias-cafe.com. Outdoor patio series with live music, this Saturday, July 3rd, featuring Martucci, DeZubio, Syracuse, and O'Brien. Maverick Concerts in Woodstock, also maverickconcerts.org. July 18th, the Horzowski Trio. Stone Ridge Orchard in Stone Ridge and stoneridgeorchard.com. July 17th is Amethyst Con. Town Crier in Beacon and towncrier.com. Thursday, Ukulele Open Mic. Friday, Elliot Lewis. Saturday, Russell St. George on the Salon stage. The main stage on Saturday at Town Crier featuring The Presence, a Led Zeppelin tribute. Sunday brunch with East Coast Jazz, and Sunday night, R.J. Storm and the Old School Bluegrass Band at Town Crier. Last but not least, West Wind Orchard in Accord, New York, and westwindorchard.com. Saturday the 3rd, Stella. Sunday the 4th, Ben Porowski, Daryl Jennifer, Dan Levine, Adam Minkoff, and Adam Rogers at West Wind Orchard. All right. That's what I got. That's what I got. A whole bunch of great music happening, lots of outdoor fun stuff, and I hope you get to go see some live music because it is back, and it's back in full bore. It's coming at us. All right, so I'm going to keep playing a few more tracks here from Lara Hope's new album. Thank you again to Lara for being my guest this hour. Let's start this off with Whoa, It's Me. Whoa is me. Here to tell the tale, Lara Hope and the Arctones.
You're addicted to being a victim. You just contradict them when they say it's all in your head. I'm sure that you're feeling conflicted, but we all predicted that you do the same thing again. Woe is me. Oh, why can't you see I'm stuck in the shadow? Woe is me. Oh, this darkness is taking control. You're addicted to being a victim. You think that you tricked them, but we see the reality. I'm sure that you're feeling restricted, but you're not convicted of having this mentality. Oh, it's me. Oh, why can't you see I'm stuck in the shadow? Oh, it's me. Oh, this darkness won't leave me alone. It's me. Just a symptom of watching you circle the drain. I've seen how you're working the system. Your problems, you list them. You're making yourself go insane. Oh, it's me. Why can't you see I'm stuck in the shadows? Oh, it's me. This darkness is feeling a hole. Oh, it's me. Why can't you see I'm stuck in the shadows? Woe is me. This darkness is taking control. Woe is me. Why can't you see I'm stuck in the shadows? Woe is me. This darkness won't leave me alone. It's me.
Hi, I'm Happy Traum, and you're listening to Rita Ryan on LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York.
It's a crime to never leave your hometown, to never get to go down to where the music plays. And it's a crime to never see the big sky, to let the world just pass by, never see on the highway. It's a crime to wait until you're married, to see if you'll get carried away by his embrace. And it's a crime for it to be too easy. Your fantasy is so dreamy, but the real world will slap you in the face. Don't be a criminal.
91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Lara Hope, It's a Crime. From Here to Tell the Tale, the new release, Lara Hope and the Arctones. Another big thank you to Lara for being my guest this hour. If you missed part of our conversation or would just like to hear it again, it will be uploaded on the Rita Ryan LocalMotion YouTube channel. You can just go subscribe, and when I upload, you'll be in one of the first to know. It's there. And I'll also, wherever you stream, if you prefer streaming, it's on Spotify, Apple Music. You can always look under LocalMotion, and that's where all the interviews are. So tonight we will post the Lara Hope one. And that about does it for me. I will be back next Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Next week's guest will be songwriter Tim Moore. In 2 weeks, my guest will be Tony Leone. Ian Flanagan comes to us in 3 weeks on July 21st and ending the month on July 28th with Clark Gayton. Lots of good stuff happening. So I hope you go out and support live music, support these artists who've had a heck of a year. We all have, but music and arts really have been the last ones to open. So I hope you get to enjoy some music this summer out in the open and supporting these wonderful musicians that we have in the area, as well as our world-class area venues. So I will be back next week. I'm going to leave you with one more track from Lara Hope and the Arctones. This one's called Running in Circles. I'll be back next week at 4 o'clock, and until next time, I wish you peace.